Welcome to the field where the legends collide. In the college grind where champions reside. LSU Tigers roar with a strength that's profound. Georgia dogs in the hunt, never backing down. Alabama's tide rolls with an unyielding force. Gators chomping through the swamp, setting their course. In the NFL we rise like stars in the sky. Echoes of the crowd as the fanboys cry. On this podcast we dissect the game and the lore, bringing insights and tales you've been longing for. So tune in, buckle up, it's time to explore. In the world of football where we all crave more.
And hey, you just heard it there for the first time. The Chop and Block podcast has got a new theme song for the first time in 2.5, maybe even 3 years. We've lost track at this point. But let me tell you, that was some absolute fire right there from our producer, Beast of Kane. And I can't wait to see what comes in the future. But hey, it is the Chop and Block podcast. And we've had a lot of people waiting for this show, because of a lot of things that happened last week that unfortunately we might not get to talk about much into. Craig, I'm sure you got a lot to say. And I'm going to tell you, as a Georgia fan, you might have a lot to say for a lot of the right reasons. And I do feel bad for the Auburn Tigers. I've said this for a lot of times, Craig. If I wasn't a Georgia fan, I would be an Auburn Tiger fan. And a lot has to do with that. But, yes, Kirby was calling timeout, for God's sakes. But before we have a timeout in this show, there are 3 SEC teams undefeated in conference play and more with 1 loss. And, I mean, quite a few on this sheet here. Which team in these categories have the best chance to remain with 0 or 1 losses at the end of the year? Craig, give me a taste of what Auburn's feeling right now and then answer this question.
I was clapping you on for the intro. That was a clap. and I can't see nothing. I'm an SEC official at Greg Sankey, and I'm wearing my team colors because apparently you don't even have to be like a Georgia Bulldog. Or all you got to do is have red on your jersey, and you're going to get some nice calls. So I can't even begin to start to talk about what happened last week. It's not worth mentioning. It is what it is. I've never seen 2 games that were profoundly affected due to calls in the field by a ref. I watched it again after the emotions kind of fled when I picked up my remote control that I busted and fixed it. And it made me more mad the second time around, Digo. So I can't even speak to it. Let me get these glasses off so I can actually see here. Yeah, I just don't know. It's a shame that we don't have SEC officials. It's not just the Auburn games; those have just been the most atrocious. It's a shame we don't have SEC officials that's their full-time job, like the damn NFL at this point. I just can't grasp the concept of it. I've never seen calls like that at a JV game, and it's happened multiple times. It's not just Auburn. Auburn's got the worst of it this year, but there were some questionable calls in the Arkansas, Tennessee game. It's just bad. It's just bad. So I don't know, what needs to happen. Again, I said in the chat, I live about an hour and 10 minutes from the SEC's home base in Birmingham, Alabama. And I said, if I had access to explosives, y'all be bailing me out of jail tonight. It's a good thing I didn't have access to explosives. Cooler heads prevailed. It's all over with now. I just feel like there's too much money and too many. I won't say it's too important because it's a game. I mean, I get that, but there's just too much money involved with it, and these kids' lives and coaches, and I mean, too much just to have games like that. And I stayed away from all the Georgia chat because I literally saw lots of social media stuff where Georgia was trying to act like that was a closely called football game. I'm like, man, I can't even go there. Just take the win with a little bit of class and just move on about your business. Don't mention it again. That was the right move with that one. So that's all I got to say about that, Digo. I don't know what to say, man. That was bad.
Well, I want to chime in on that just a little bit, and I'm just willing, if I'm just want to know if there's any Georgia fan right now willing to come out and tell the truth about that play. You got the game. We can't take it from you. We can't take the game from you.
Are you talking about the fumble, or are you talking about
the touchdown?
The what do you mean?
The touchdown.
You mean you talking about when they thought it was the football and it was actually a black wrist with white tape around it?
Come on now.
Hey, listen, I'll be honest with you. I've watched that play more times than the music video for "Yeah" by Lil Jon and Usher and Ludacris. Let me tell you, I truly think it was a fumble. And I'm not being a homer. I think it was a fumble. I saw one video this morning that made me turn the tide. And honestly, I was watching the game, and I'm like, I'll be damned, they are going to give us this football game.
Well,
because it felt like it.
It was a touchdown the play before, too, Digo, if you really want to go there. I mean, that was another one that was within a centimeter of being a touchdown.
And that's
Craig,
the thing.
And they lined up off sides on the fumble.
Yeah, well, you can't mention that because that's a
no.
thing too.
I agree. Listen, I agree. That game was probably one of the worst officiated games that I've ever seen, and unfortunately, this helps out my team. But I'm not a homer. What I'm saying is, I'm just going off that one play. Do I think it was a fumble? I do think it was very close, and I think it was. But here's the thing: the bad thing, like you're saying, it was ruled a fumble on the field. And here's what I'm going to play devil's advocate here. Here's what the worst thing is. If it's ruled a fumble on the field, it should have been a touchdown for Georgia. Do I think that should have happened? No, because obviously it was bang, bang, like whatever. But I just think as a whole, like you said, officiating is terrible in the SEC.
It took 36 minutes and 49 seconds for the last minute and 40 seconds that half to get over with. Something's wrong.
Yeah,
and the amount of time that they spent on that play, they knew it was a touchdown. Because
they were scrambling.
Because that counts a time to where, in a shorter amount of time, you could have said we sticking with the call on the field. And if you're gonna take all of that time, you know what it was.
Well, y'all know I hate Auburn, but when they showed that one still picture right up the goal line, 90-degree angle, perfect angle, clearly the ball was still in that man's hands, and there was a brown pigskin that crossed that goal line or broke the plane.
Yeah.
Now, on the clapping timeout situation, I have actually heard some very good arguments from the Georgia side that actually explain that. From what I understand, Kirby apparently was not calling a timeout. He was running, well, he did. So he wasn't saying, I think, that he wasn't calling a timeout, but he was clapping, running up to the refs, trying to tell the refs that Auburn's line was clapping to try to draw them off sides, right? Is that right, Dalton?
It was the Auburn safety, but no, Kirby, before he called timeout, he was clapping as soon as if you watch the Skycast of it, you see the Auburn safety. I mean, and this is why I hate this rule, because if you're a defender and you're trying to get somebody's attention, even in basketball, I'm like, you're not trying to mimic the snap, but since we've allowed that to be a snap, Kirby's seen the safety do this, and he starts screaming on the sideline, they're clapping, and he panicked because he thought it was going to make them snap the ball, which is why he ran and said timeout. And there's no one that can tell me different, because Kirby doubled down in his press conference and said he didn't call timeout. When you can see clear as day him saying the words timeout as he's doing it, and that referee that stood in front of Kirby that didn't go up and say, yes, he called a timeout, needs to be fired.
Kirby is getting the calls that Nick Saban got.
You know why I know that's a lie? Because Kirby sat there and said, I've lost football games in this stadium before due to this. I'm like, bro, when was that?
Listen, I'll be honest with both of you right now to answer KD's question. He 100% signaled for timeout. He asked for a timeout. He verbally said it. And me and TJ talked about this yesterday. Listen, I don't know how it happened and what happened. And honestly, I thought the predicament was that we didn't have any more timeouts, and that's why it was a big deal, is that he was calling timeout when we didn't have one. But in reality, if it goes down to the clapping, like TJ says, I mean, it could be right. Like if he just goes berserk and says, hey, timeout, they're clapping. The thing is, you still called timeout and you signaled it. I mean, so I look, before we get off the rails there, the original question, Craig, what do you think about this?
First of all, I don't believe there's ever going to be the best chance to remain with one loss is Alabama. I mean, ESPN probability is something crazy, like 86% chance to make the playoffs. Alabama's schedule is more favorable. Alabama and Georgia both have relatively favorable schedules after this weekend, especially with Ole Miss coming to town. Everybody else is going to have it kind of tough. Ole Miss has got to prove it in Athens this weekend. I just don't see that happening, not to get my picks off. So who do I think? It's hard to topple the top two. Alabama and Georgia, and A&M's got a pretty good shot too. So, but I don't think anybody escapes without a loss. No, I do not. Somebody's going to trip up somewhere.
Okay. KD?
I think without questions, Texas A&M has got the easiest chance. They have 0 conference losses now. Their toughest game left, or the toughest 2 left, is Missouri and LSU. I know they got Texas.
They don't play Alabama or anybody.
They play Texas at the end of the season, but that's it. They got LSU, Missouri, Texas, their last 3 ranked games of the season. So I think it's going to be Texas A&M. Probably, if I had to get, I would pick them right now to go undefeated. They're playing really good football, and I'd hate to see them in the SEC championship.
Okay, I like that answer. I wasn't actually thinking that. Coach Price, we don't. Hey, you got to tell the guys, tell the guests here, where are you coming from tonight?
Tallulah, Louisiana.
Oh,
If you ever been to New Orleans, you probably went through it and didn't know you went through it. But Tallulah, Louisiana, at a TA.
I thought I smelled something. Smells like corn dogs.
Yeah, it's true.
You got some of them recreational reptiles around there, Coach?
No, I'm staying away from all that. But the one thing I can say is, out of all the teams on this list, and the ones that we have in this group that even cheers for a team on this list, who hadn't had a game that one way or another, it was some controversial calls that were made or were not made in a game. So I look at it as crying over spilled milk and somebody got away with one. But the bottom line is, when it comes to Auburn, whether you win that game or you lose that game, it still ain't going to change the outcome of that season. But out of the teams that I see that might go undefeated in the SEC, I would say it's probably going to be Alabama. And the only reason why I say Alabama is because right now the train that they're on is a little bit different than the one that everybody else in this conference is on. Nobody has a quarterback right now that stands out the way Alabama's quarterback does. So if they go undefeated, Ty Simpson stays healthy. The only loss they'll get is if he's not playing or he gets hurt or something happens and he's out of the ball game. Right now, he's the hottest quarterback in the SEC. Really, he's the hottest quarterback in college football. So out of all these teams, I see there's only one team that may be able to go undefeated in conference play, and that would be Alabama. I think Georgia and Ole Miss will both end up with one. I think Texas A&M is going to slip up and lose one. And the only other hope to save a job will be LSU trying to sneak up, keeping only one loss. If they can win a game or two that really counts under Kelly, then maybe LSU will sneak in that picture.
Hey, Coach, that was some fire right there from Louisiana.
Wait,
thoroughbred Havoc.
Wait a second. Just don't let him slip back, because I know Havoc ain't gonna get on the coach. Let me get on him real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, Barry.
You can't come in here and say if Auburn didn't get a call, didn't get the right call, it didn't matter about their season. You got to play the games. You got to play the games. And if the call is right, it's
I mean, they
right.
still have 2 losses, right? Is that right?
How many losses y'all got, Craig?
Well,
Yeah, it's 3-3 now. But I mean, if you really want to get
Yeah,
down the
but
brass tacks of it, what makes this exponentially worse is that bull crap that happened in Oklahoma. On top of this,
True.
And
You're
it doesn't-
exactly right.
if
And
this
it
was
doesn't-
straight
it
up just a loss by Georgia,
it doesn't
then
matter it doesn't matter if Auburn would have lost that game or won that game and lost the rest of it. I think what the coach said was really just a big load of crap. The ref's
No.
job is to get it right. Period. That's it.
It's
That's
their
job.
it's their
Get the
jobs to
damn
get it
call
right. It's their jobs to get it right. But how many of us have not had a controversial missed call one way or the other? Neither one of us is on the field, but how many has had a controversial missed call and we want to try to make that one missed call or that one missed game what's going to happen for the rest of the season?
Hold on.
it wasn't
Hold on.
I
Craig,
love
let me
it.
handle this for you, Craig.
Go ahead.
This is where I disagree, Coach. It's not that it was one missed call. That was the start of the missed calls. Because look, let's be real. Not only did Georgia get that call, that completely shifted momentum away stadium. Then Georgia I believe it was third down, either that or it was second and long. They get the worst roughing the passer penalty call on Auburn that I've seen in all football season. He didn't even hit him. He pushed him down. Like, he didn't hit him aggressively. And there was 2 or 3 other penalties on that drive. I'm not saying those weren't, but that one was the big one, which led to Georgia's score before half, which, like we said in the group, I was like, look, this is where it sucks for Auburn because Kirby knows they escaped with a couple right there. Kirby's got it in his players' mind that we're good right now. We're good. You've seen how they acted. Their coaches that don't even know, their athletic director was just cussing the referees to the locker room. They don't even care about the rest of this game. All they care about is the then and now. Once that play happened and once Georgia scored before half, it was over.
And that's the second time Auburn got absolutely
I agree.
bent over this season by refs.
I agree.
Possibly
but
2 games.
At the same time, you do blame Auburn coaches because even though that was an emotional moment, those coaches have to get themselves back together and get their players back focused so they can play the second half. At the end of the day, they were still up a touchdown. And had, like I said, but they got screwed. But I disagree with Coach about it not mattering towards their season because it wasn't Auburn's goal to make the playoffs this year. An 8 to 9 win season for Auburn is a great season this year. And you're like, okay, we're going up. We're about to get these major recruits. Now that they've lost that game, and even though everyone knows that they got screwed at Oklahoma, they got screwed at Auburn. They got screwed at Georgia. If they lose this weekend, Hugh Freeze is fired.
Exactly. I mean,
it does matter towards us because now they're about to be right back at step 1 if they lose this weekend.
Yeah, I'm
agree. That's a great point.
But you mean that guy's literal job hangs on the balance of the refs being able to make a right call when you got replay.
Yeah.
I mean, their team captain goes up to the coach and literally quits on the team, says, I want a red shirt. And he was like, hell no. He's like, okay, I quit. Like, your team captain sends that message to the team. And then you got all the players on the team posting, like, I'm with you, fam, all this and that on there. Hugh doesn't stand a chance. He's lost this locker room. He's going to get fired. He's lost his job. If they win this weekend, it is going to be an absolute miracle.
Let's get
Tony.
Have again on this one because we're about 20 minutes in on this one.
Okay, so for this one, the 3 teams that could go undefeated or 1 loss, I gotta agree with Alabama. I mean, Coach nailed it with Ty Simpson. If he's healthy, they have the best team, it looks like, based on the games we've seen. And then Georgia would be another team. I do think Georgia should win out. And this might surprise some people, but I do think A&M is another team for the conference that can, either have undefeated or 1 loss. So Alabama, Georgia, and A&M.
I'll make mine quick too, so we won't take no more time. We already have. I completely disagree with Alabama having the best chance to go undefeated. The rest of our schedule is still tough. Now, if we win this weekend, I'll agree with that we'll go undefeated for the rest of the year. But this weekend was the game I was worried about, not the last two, because Tennessee, their corners suck. They do have the best pass rush in SEC, and we got a problem at right tackle. Hopefully, the true freshman starting this weekend. I think A&M has the best shot to go undefeated. They were my sleeper team to go to the SEC championship. I think they will be undefeated going into Atlanta. And I'm going to predict that Alabama and Ole Miss both tie with one SEC loss. I don't know what the tiebreaker is to who goes to the SEC championship. I don't know. I don't care. If Alabama's 10-2, they're in the playoffs, so I don't really care. But I think Ole Miss and Alabama both finish with one conference loss.
Here's the thing, guys. Would you rather be the third highest ranked SEC team? I think I probably would. Then you just skip the SEC championship game.
Yeah, I think you're right, Craig.
Exactly. I would love to be tied with Ole Miss, and Ole Miss gets that SEC championship.
Why not? Right?
I would love to go
It's really meaningless now.
Two turn it. Hey, you cooking tonight? I don't know what you've been eating, but you cooking something, boy. But listen, let me say it like this: why y'all hating on Ole Miss?
I don't think anyone's hating. I think
all Ole Miss got to do is beat Georgia.
You're right.
We believe it.
You're exactly
I don't think
right.
we believe in their quarterback, Barry. I mean, he played decent against LSU, but also against LSU. If y'all's offense was worth a crap, y'all should have won that game by double digits because he turned the ball over multiple times.
I just said something good about you.
I'm just saying, like, if LSU's offense was what it was last year, they blow Ole Miss out.
But I still think we gotta give a lane. See, nobody wants to give Lane any credit. You got to give him some credit.
Not true.
No, I do. I think he's great.
I wanted the Gators to hire him.
I've
I've given him plenty of credit.
I love Lane.
I just think that if you look at it, remember now, because we be losing focus when we be doing this stuff right here. You know, I don't know what it is. We be getting off track a little bit. Sometimes we believe that anybody can win on any given Saturday and whatever. Right? You said maybe it's going to be another upset for the Friday night. Could possibly be that. If you look at the top three in the conference right now, any three of them can do it. Any of the top, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, and Bama. If any one of them go undefeated, I wouldn't be surprised. Now, Ole Miss gotta beat Georgia, and if they do that, I bet you everybody will be they're going to be on the Lane train.
Let me tell you what will happen, Barry, if they do beat Georgia. And this is just me because I know Lane Kiffin so well. They'll mess around. They'll lose the Egg Bowl to Mississippi State. That's a Lane Kiffin thing to do.
Well, hey, great takes on the first one. But in 77 games, first ranked opponents, Vanderbilt for the first time is favored against LSU. Can they get it done this Saturday? I think at noon in Nash Vegas. Craig.
I think they can. 11 o'clock game. I think Poppy's going to be real pissed off about throwing a couple interceptions in the red zone. I think that Vanderbilt can run the football. I don't think LSU can stop it. So that's my person. I think they can get it done. And I hate to go against LSU because I know Barry. But this is one of them things, man. As bad as it sounds, you got to go to Vandy and win now. So you got to bring you ain't getting off the bus up by 14 points anymore, boys.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and get out of the way. I agree with you. I have no faith in LSU being a good team. I don't. I haven't said it. I've been saying it. Have I not been saying it since first week of the year?
Music to my ears.
I do not believe in us. Anytime you got a quarterback that makes mistakes and he grabs his head like that, it's over. I mean, that just you just don't do that. This dude right here, Tony needs content. He needs ammunition. He needs something so he can do what he does. And I take the air out of the room when I tell the truth and say that Nussmeier. Does anybody in here believe that Nussmeier is really good?
Y'all sure as hell did preseason.
Tony, we watched the games.
Clearly, y'all didn't know because against the good defenses last year, look, I said it last year, he has great anticipation. He does. If he knows where he wants to go with the ball and that window's there, he'll fit it into it. But anytime he played a good defense, he nuts up. I mean, the tape from last year, I mean, he can go off.
But these quarterbacks, they typically get better. I think that Beck is better this year than he was last year. These quarterbacks get better, Tony. You got to think about it.
Barry, you want to trade Jackson Arnold for him? I'll trade you.
They do, Barry, but you also lost your best receivers from last year.
Yeah, but I'm telling you right now, I listen, if you put, now y'all going to get on me when I say this, but you put Daniels on that same team and we kicking ass.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We kicking ass even with lesser receivers. Nuss is no good. I don't care what nobody say. He is no good. I don't believe in him at all.
If you put Daniels on Auburn, they're undefeated right now.
Yeah,
but Auburn was just a few inches away from beating Georgia. And y'all love stroking Georgia. So we can't be saying too much about Auburn like that.
I'm just so proud of you.
I'm just honest.
I'm like the stepdad that's been trying for years just to get you to go and have a good time with me and to go back and tell his mama that you had a great time with stepdaddy so I can have some fun later.
Well, look,
I can't tell you how great it was to hear that.
Let me get this train back on the tracks. All right, let me go here. I got Vandy this weekend. I think LSU's gonna go down there and they're gonna get punched in their corn dog. Vandy's the better coach team. Vandy's the more physical team. They got a little swagger to them.
Better
quarterback, and you know I always lean towards the quarterback. So I like Vandy to win, and they're gonna cover.
Yeah.
Well, hey, in this show tonight, I think the theme for me is home field advantage. And if this game was at LSU, I would think, hey, maybe this game does go the Tigers' way. But I will say, I have to agree, Diego Pavia, he is the better quarterback. He wants this game more than I think LSU does, and I think that's what comes down to it. Listen, I know he had a bad game against Alabama, but he's going to go in there and beat LSU by 14 points. I think it'll be a 2.
Now, he don't want now you told one lie. Okay.
He's gonna do it.
He don't want the game more than we want it. He may have the tools to get it done, but he don't want it more than we want it now. We want it.
Listen, I truly think Diego Pavia wants to win more than anybody in America. That man's crazy.
I do want to say I'm glad that Dalton didn't say they were going to win by 17 because every time he says something about somebody getting beat by 17, that team wins that he said was going to get beat by 17. So I'm glad he said 14, but like I said, I'm just so happy right now. I can't believe not only that Barry said what he said, but we've got a clean sweep of people picking Vanderbilt to beat LSU on a Saturday night in October, or Saturday in October, not night, because LSU ain't good enough to have a night game right now. But I think it's hilarious that Vanderbilt's played this many ranked games and never been favored, and this is the first time ever.
I like Florida State scary, Tony.
I ain't worried about that because Florida State's been good before. Vanderbilt's never been good, but
they have.
No, they haven't.
I was on this show right now, and Kevin told me for the last.
I don't care what Kevin says.
No. Did you not tell me that you've been looking at Vandy for the last few years and Vandy's good?
Yeah, Kevin said that, not me.
Last year I said that.
I'm saying historically, Vanderbilt. There's my little ghost face.
Hey!
Vanderbilt has been terrible, but anyways, I think Clark Lee's the real deal. He called out his fan base this week in the conference because, as we all know, people playing at Vanderbilt, it's not an away game. It's a home game. You get there and it's 80% of your fans and 20% Vanderbilt fans. He came out and said, we finally have a good program here. He said, usually it's like playing an away game all year round. He said, hopefully this weekend we have more Vanderbilt fans than we do LSU fans. I would love to see a 50-50 of Vanderbilt and LSU fans because that means he is actually turning that program around. You're getting Nashville people out to the game. just to get them all happy for him to rip their heart out after he beats LSU and then he jets to Penn State next year. I pray to God Penn State hires him, because if they do, it's going to be some fun in the Big Ten. But I got Vandy by 7 this weekend.
Okay, one thing I want y'all to keep in mind. One thing y'all need to keep in mind is Mr. Green, the tight end. The one person that can save Nuss.
Yeah, he's 6'7".
And this boy, he got some, talk about some swagger. He got some swagger. So I look for now. I'm not saying we don't have on chance. I'm just not picking LSU. But I would not be surprised if the Nuss bus go down Green Avenue and make some noise. Pulling a Tony around the fence.
You're not wrong. I mean, I think this could be the best game of the weekend. It's going to be one that people, you start your barbecue early and you sitting out on the patio and you're watching this one, and I'm probably going to call y'all on group chat and, hey, I'm going to see if y'all answer, because if you ain't watching this game on Saturday, what that girl say? Then where you at? Or whatever she said. But, hey, so, I think this game right here, it does boil down to offense. And that's why I got to go with Vandy. I mean, they've had the better offense all year, and LSU has just not figured it out. And I'm kind of confused.
LSU got that defense, though.
Yeah, we thought that LSU, beginning of the year, we said, hey, they got to have a defense, and if they do, they're a national champion contender. Well, they got a defense, but they can't play offense like the Little Giants on the Disney Channel movie.
They're also trying to say that Nuss's injury was one that he needs rest. Well, he just had a bye week, so if he still sucks, I don't want to hear nothing about he needed rest.
He needs rest. He needs some meal.
I want him to get a lot of rest and put that backup in, because if we get that backup in, we're gonna win that game.
No,
yeah, we will. We will.
He a backup for a reason.
Or Havoc or KD, what you got on this game?
Yeah, I got to disagree with you guys. I think LSU is going to win this game. I think Diego Pavia is going to try to do too much. He's going to play too much hero ball, have some turnovers. That LSU defense is going to wreak havoc, and you guys are going to be wrong.
Hey! Throwing 7 in there. All right.
Hey, well, some strong words from the former CCW tag team champion, multiple-time tag team champion, I might add that. And Coach Price, do you got anything to top that?
No, not really. But the way I look at the outcome is, if LSU's defense shows up and create turnovers, they can win this ball game. But I think it's the ball game that Vandy really want to christen the new stadium in with a win over LSU.
Well, they might get drowned during the baptism. Did Kevin go?
All right. Yeah, we good. All right, next slide here. This one right here, this kind of ties off the first one, but this one right here, I want you to just tell me what is more probable. That way we can go to the next one, because we've already covered most of it. But what are the odds? What is more probable, a 4 1-loss SEC teams at the end of the year, or 4 2-loss SEC teams? How many can the SEC get into the playoff, and who would be your picks to make it? Craig.
I'm going to bring this slide back up so you can see the conference right there.
Yeah, I think they're more likely to have 4 2-loss teams. I don't see how 4 teams are going to have just 1 loss at the end of the year. And to answer your question about the number, I'm looking at the stats here. Even ESPN, all of them say that the SEC still, has a relatively higher chance than any of the conference to possibly get 6 teams in. Now, I don't know if I believe that or not. I think definitely 4, and I think borderline 5, depending if somebody gets hot and does something crazy at the end of the year, which always happens every year. So, South Carolina did it last year. Somebody's going to do something. They always do. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I don't see how 4 1-loss teams are going. I don't know how that's going to happen.
Hey, Craig, before I throw it to KD, I want to follow up one question, just in case somebody wants to follow up the answer to this. Are you saying you think it is possible for the SEC to get 5 teams in?
I think it is possible. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, KD,
Now,
take it away.
Possible, not probable, but possible. It's going to depend on these. Because again, we every week we talk about parity in college football, and you have all these other conference teams. Like you look at the Miamis and the Ohio States have got just a crazy easy schedule for the rest of the year, and then every year somebody gets picked off on an 11 o'clock game on Saturday that they're looking to the next week or something. So I'm just saying crazier things have happened, Digo. That's all I'm getting at.
Hey, you're not wrong. KD.
Yeah, I think I'll go with it's more possible for 4 teams with 1 loss. Are we talking just 1 conference loss?
Correct.
Yeah, just 1 conference loss. I mean, you got the top 3 there that have 0 conference losses. Neither of those 3 play each other. So, and I could see Georgia winning out, and Ole Miss's only conference loss being to Georgia. So that's where I'm standing.
We got 8 teams, right?
KD, before I throw it to Coach, I want to ask you a follow-up question. If there are 4 one-loss teams, in your opinion, which I'm sure there's rules and it'd be hard to figure out who, but who is playing in Atlanta, and are all 4 teams guaranteed to be in the college football playoff?
Yeah, I think all 4 teams are definitely guaranteed to be in it. I honestly, in my opinion, and this is just not, I'm not an SEC homer. I really only care about Alabama, but with our schedules, it would be a travesty if less than 5 teams, do not go to the playoffs, and it would really be unfair if less than 6 teams didn't get to go to the playoffs.
Oh, now y'all started to overcook the grits a little bit.
No, not really. I don't think you can find anybody any more than 4 teams in the Big Ten that deserve to be there. Maybe 3, and then you're talking about Big East champs, Big 10 or Big 12 champs. I mean, that's garbage.
What about the ACC?
They get exposed every playoff. Those teams get.
What about the ACC?
Miami. There you go. There's one.
Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech. My bad. I forgot about Georgia Tech.
Virginia, maybe.
I think this is the year. How many did Georgia have? How many did the SEC have last year? I can't remember.
Georgia,
3,
Texas,
right?
Tennessee. No, there was at least 4. Who was the 4th? Georgia, Texas, Tennessee. There was one more.
Was it Ole Miss?
No, Ole Miss.
No, that was it. It was just 3.
I'm pretty sure it was 3. But
see, that's the reason of my question. I think I'm just asking 4 because, they did switch the format, and yes, the Big Ten is down, no doubt about it. They are down, so that's what makes me think. I love y'all giving your honest opinion. Yes, I do think there's a possibility. There are some people saying 6 SEC teams could get in. I think the right number is probably going to be 4. But would I be shocked if 5 got in? No, I would not.
Why is the Big Ten down?
Well, Barry. Ohio State. They beat one of the SEC's worst teams so far by 1 touchdown, and it was a close game the entire game. They went on the road to Washington, who is, in my opinion, not that good, and they struggled with them. And after that, they have played Cave Springs School of the Deaf and, a couple of these other teams. So it's until they play somebody, and they haven't beat Michigan in 4 years. So
it doesn't matter.
If they get past Michigan,
Ohio State, that's 1 team.
Let me
true. Exactly, KD.
That's true. Y'all aren't even saying the worst part.
Indiana and Oregon too.
Okay, I'm gonna end it for you, Barry. Let's talk about this. This is why the Big Ten's down. You just talk about Oregon. Oregon just went to overtime 2 weeks ago with a team who has lost 3 straight games, fired their head coach. Not only did they lose 3 straight games, they lost to a winless team who never led. And then they lost to Northwestern, who was god-awful. So your national title contender from the Big Ten that everybody was picking outside of Ohio State is garbage. Absolute trash. Oregon barely beat them. And then Oregon got exposed against Indiana. So Oregon's not as good as everyone thought, for one. I think Indiana and Ohio State is all you got in the Big Ten. That's it. Outside of that, look at the rest of their schedules. Every team This is how it's going to go. I'm just going to tie my segment into all this. The Big Ten is going to have 3 teams in the playoff. They're locks right now. Ohio State, Indiana, and Oregon are locks for the playoff. And that's ridiculous that you can say that 6 games into the season. And the reason you can say that is none of them play any ranked teams the rest of the year. Ohio State literally, and this is what's going to help them, Barry. Ohio State could go back-to-back if their offense picks it up because they literally do not have to open their playbook up at all in the regular season. At all.
You ain't going to do that, are you?
Let me finish. I'm dead serious because they're not going to give up 20 points the whole year. They're not. Their defense is literally on pace with the 2021 Georgia defense. Or sorry, 21, yeah. That's one of the greatest defenses of all time. Ohio State could literally go the rest of the year and run 26 power and bootleg power pass and win every game. That is a given fact.
This is what pisses me off about every time we have this conversation. I cannot do this.
Barry, this is like Alabama playing, let's see, who can I think of right now? This is like Alabama playing Kentucky 8 out of 12 weeks. How many times, if Alabama played Kentucky 8 times, do you think Kentucky's going to play them close? Just give me a wild guess.
See, I asked you guys in a group chat the other day, if Ohio State wins the championship, which you said they won't, Mr. Two-Turn.
Yeah.
Now you saying if they do, it's because
no, I'm not saying that. I said no. I said they
could
be a contender. No, I'm saying it's easier for them to get there than it is SEC teams. If they win the Natty, look, once you get to the playoff, if you get through that, it's validated. But usually what happens with Ohio State, other than last year, it's been proven for 25 years in a row, they play this, I'm going to say it, shit schedule every year. Rome High, if you see it, oh well. Shit schedule every year. And you get there and you get exposed in the Natty or in the playoffs. It's happened almost every year up until 2014. They finally broke through and won. And then last year, I mean, you go look at LSU Tigers. Everyone thought Ohio State was – LSU blows them out of the water. In, what was it, 2009? No, Alabama won it 09. 07, I think it was LSU won it. Or 05, one of those years. And then they got blew up by somebody else with Ted Ginn Jr. and Troy Smith. It might have been LSU then too. Beanie Wells. They scored an 85-yard touchdown run first play of the game. Then they get beat by 30.
The problem that we're having, and this is very difficult for you guys because you guys are kind of like the college football experts, but I'm an outsider. And I've just been sitting back trying to observe things. Y'all keep on talking about today like it's yesterday. It's not.
No, Barry. Right now, this is what makes us mad. No, it's not the same game. It's not fair. It's not fair. The SEC teams, and I'll get it, life's not fair. But you can't sit here and tell us how much better these other teams are that are playing Northwestern 8 out of 12 weeks than the teams that are playing 8 ranked teams out of 12 games. It's BS.
But you guys said, we all agree.
It is harder to win a national championship going from the SEC than it is any other conference, strictly because you get beat up so bad throughout the year. You're lucky when you get that break to get to the playoffs, you're getting healthy. Most Big Ten teams aren't worried about getting healthy. They're worried about how they're going to beat that SEC
all
team.
I hear is a bunch of
I'm going to quit buying into various stuff. I'm going to get back to the segment. I think 4 SEC teams for sure are in. They're going to get in. I can't name which ones because there's so many things that can happen still with the SEC, unlike the Big Ten. There's no locks in week 6.
That's true.
So then this is how I look at it.
That's true, Barry.
You got 3 Big Ten teams that are locks. Ohio State, Indiana, and Oregon, they're locks. There's 3 teams. You're going to have Texas Tech's a lock because they're in the Big 12. That's 4 teams. Let's say 3 SEC teams. That's 7. I'm going to say 2 ACC teams. That's 9. You got the highest ranked non-Power 5, whatever. That's 10. So that leaves 2 spots left for the playoff. If Notre Dame wins this weekend, they are 150,000% in the damn playoff because they're Notre Dame, which is bullcrap. They're going to get in over a 10-2.
I agree with you on that.
They're going to get in over a 10-2 or 9-3 SEC team, and it's
I agree with that.
Every single year. So
Barry, here's the science behind this, and this is not. I'm not being SEC homer. I'm looking at Sports Illustrated strength of schedule when the year started. Out of 128 teams, the top 20 hardest schedules in the country, 7 of them are in the SEC and 5 of them are in the top 10. Out of 128 teams, the hardest schedule is the SEC for the simple reason you said, because it's just physicality. We don't have any, and this has been the detriment of SEC coaches too, and it's partly their fault. It used to be the non-conference games were easy, and they started realizing, especially when the BCS stuff was going on, hey, we got to have a better non-conference schedule, guys, in case we get against a team that's got 1 loss and we got 1 loss. We need to, and they started scheduling these harder. I asked Alabama playing Florida State. I hate to say Auburn going to Baylor. I mean, these aren't little crip games at the beginning of the year anymore. It ain't like Ohio State playing Miami, Ohio.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Well, based off what I said, that leaves 1 extra spot. And I'm going to say that makes it 4 SEC teams minimum. If Notre Dame loses this weekend, they're out, and that could open up the door for a 5th SEC team to possibly make the playoffs. Because even if USC wins this weekend, they're not finishing the season with 1 loss. They still got to play the actual good teams in the Big Ten. They will lose. So I'm gonna say 4 SEC teams make it.
Okay, yeah, I do agree with what you just said. How you finished it up, it took you a long way to get there, but yeah,
no, you just had to intervene and throw that. Hey, yes,
Havoc, like Tony said, it's true. It's damn true. Like Kurt Angle would say. Havoc, what would you have to say on this?
It's kind of hard to follow that. I mean, Tony cooked, like literally. I mean, a lot of what he said is pretty hard to argue with. I mean, 4 SEC teams is reasonable. Like he said, if Notre Dame wins out, they'll get in whether we like it or not. Kind of took the words out of my mouth there. So
I wonder though if that is really true about Notre Dame though. Listen,
what, as far as if they win out, they'll get in? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, because I'm telling you guys, because you always got to understand, and Dalton, you and Habit understand this more than anything. Entertainment. They got to get that thing back to an entertainment, arena. I believe it. I do believe 4 teams, and I do believe 4 got to get in from the SEC. But here's the problem that I have, guys, because y'all know I'm not a Big Ten fan. I am a Ryan Day fan because y'all hate him so much. And I do now. If we talk about injuries, that's one thing. But I don't want to hear this shit about we play the SEC all year, we get beat up, so when we get there, we ain't ready. I don't want to hear none of that.
Didn't say we weren't ready.
Didn't say we weren't ready. Solid argument though, Barry.
Hey, listen, they would. Hey, well, don't go. Just say, hey, we too beat up. Let somebody else go.
My kids don't want to hear it when I tell them the truth, but I still tell them.
Hey, Barry, let me ask you this before we move on to Coach.
Win the SEC.
But Barry, let me just ask you this before we throw it to Coach. All right, and Coach, I want you to follow it up and start yours as soon as Barry ends this. But if Ohio State, or let's just say Oregon, both of them, if they played in an SEC schedule, they would have 3 losses. No doubt about it. Agree or disagree?
If Oregon played Alabama, they would have 4 losses right now.
I think it's highly possible that they would.
So you got to give a little bit of credit. Because, look, I love Big Ten football. I love watching Big Noon, whatever it is, Big Noon kickoff. I mean, there's some good football out there, but like Tony says, there's a lot of those teams that do play Northwestern. I mean, look at it last year. Indiana had to win 1 game to make it in the playoff, and they lost the opening round.
The only one game they played that year, they got blew out. Nettie scored a touchdown.
All I got to say, Coach, is if the Buckeyes win, I'm going to get one of these stogies. I'm going to light it up, and I'm going to give me I'm going to open up a brand new bottle of yak, because as long as y'all hate, see, I'm an underdog kind of dude.
Ohio State's underdog now, the defending champs is underdog.
As long as y'all talk crap about Ryan, hey, I'm gonna be on it. Go ahead.
Hey, if you were an underdog fan, you'd be an Auburn fan.
Well, I'm gonna be short and quick, man. I feel like I'm in a Waffle House in Alabama because you can go ahead and give me some bacon that just cooked up for me, and I'll take some sugar and butter with them grits that said KD, but we would have 5 or 6.
I love that man. I love that man right
I'm telling
there.
you, I'm on it tonight, Barry. You better be quick with it. Daddy's cooking.
Hey, next slide here. We already seen a Friday night upset this year. Could we see another with one loss, Louisville, and the number 2 ranked Hurricanes from Miami? We know there's some weird stuff going down there with Carson Beck. You know, the guy's ugly as sin, and he turned down a supermodel girlfriend all for a stolen Bugatti or Lamborghini, whatever the hell he had. And the guy's balling. So he ain't worried about Miss Hannah Cavender. But Craig, can Louisville get it done? Or is Miami just going to stay on top?
No, Louisville can't get it done. They don't have a defense. They might cover maybe because it's a crazy spread. I think it's 13.5 or 14.5 now. Louisville might cover if there's some turnovers involved, but no, I do not think that, Digo. I can't possibly see a world where Louisville beats Miami in Miami. Could be wrong. Davis, take it away, buddy. What you got?
Yes, he did.
I'm with you. I'll make it quick. So Barry and Tony have a 30-minute go at it at the end of the segment about cultural things in Miami and Louisiana, whatever. No, Miami big. Louisville ain't got a chance.
Coach Price.
I agree with KD on that. I think Miami will win big. The only thing that would change the outcome of this game is if Carson Beck turns into that little ugly little mutt puppy that he was when he was with the Bulldogs and throw the ball to the other team about 5 times.
It's amazing how good he looks in the ACC, isn't
it? Tony.
I think this will be one of Miami's most competitive games of the season that they've had. That doesn't mean they in danger of losing. If I had to make a national champion prediction right now, the Miami Hurricanes would be my pick. I think they are that good. And that true freshman receiver they got, he fast.
Oh, yeah.
He made fast people look not fast. That longest yarder Evans describes number 10. I don't even know his name. That dude can fly. Miami, probably by 14.
Hey, wait a minute. Who has Miami played?
Notre Dame.
Oh, they played Notre Dame. No, look, hold on. I'm not saying Miami's played any great team. No, hold on. Listen, there's a difference, Barry. We watch Ohio State. We know that their offense is struggling. Their offense isn't great yet because the quarterback's young. By the end of the season, if he keeps developing, their offense could be great. I've said that. Miami looks great right now. You can watch teams and see how they play, and you can deny or not deny.
I do agree, and I hate to say it.
Miami's offense looks great. They got arguably the best defender in the country on the D-line. He's going to be a top 7 draft pick in the NFL. They're legit. And I'm not saying they won't get to the playoffs and play an SEC team and possibly get blown out because Carson Beck, we all know what Carson Beck does when he sees an SEC defense. But he's got the best team around him he's ever had. That's even counting the teams at Georgia. This is the best team he's played on.
Hey, listen. Hey, Kehlani. Listen here. I don't want to hear nothing y'all got to say about this Miami team. Now, I like Beck and he's rolling. But I just looked at who they played. And y'all starting to contradict yourself a little bit, boys. You muted too, Turd.
What did I say that contradicts anything? When it comes to Ohio State, Miami.
Okay, do you like Notre Dame?
No, not at all. I just said they
you know
Notre
what?
Dame and FSU are their hardest games.
You went. Oh, how much? What are you calling the score? What's the score for this game for you?
I got Notre Dame by 14 this weekend. Oh no, my bad. Miami.
Okay, so I think this game might be closer than everybody's saying.
No, it'll be their most competitive game on the year, I believe, because Louisville's not bad.
If
Because if you look at the
over,
I just think that's what I'm saying. Just because I say it's their most competitive game doesn't mean that the 14-point win doesn't stand. It's because
look at that.
they're not playing bad teams. They're not beating good teams. They're beating bad teams. But like I said, you can watch a team and see if they're good despite who they're playing. Where no one's
No, you can't. No, you can't.
Gary,
a
I can look
$14-point game with a minute
at
left.
Ohio State right now and say that's a playoff team, regardless.
No,
of who
you
they play.
cannot.
Yes, I can.
No.
Okay.
I don't know anybody that can say I can look at how good a team execute and it don't matter who they play.
No, I'm not saying that I just said that. They could get to the playoff and play an SEC team and get blown out. But as of right now, if you watch the team play, overall players, offensive defense, the size, they don't look like an ACC team, Barry. They look like a
Barry,
2015
I will say
Alabama
this.
team.
I do agree. I haven't given a take all night, but I do agree. Miami does look different. I mean, think about this, Barry. Every big game they've played all year that the media wants to hype up and all this rat poison, they've controlled every game.
Yeah.
I mean, they've won every game handedly. You know, in their toughest game of the year to open up with Notre Dame, they beat them. It was close, but they beat them.
They beat FSU too. FSU beat Alabama earlier in the year. So
Yeah, but now they telling me that now. Okay, let me just say this real quick. Notre Dame, Bethune, South Florida, and Florida State. That's who they've played. That's all they done played. Everything big. Hey, listen, big ain't everything, boys.
Yeah, they big and fast and strong.
Listen, I will say this, and then I'm gonna throw it. Who's next? Because I'll throw it to you.
I haven't gone.
Yeah, Havoc. After this, I'll throw it to you. Here's the nail in the coffin for me, right, Barry? That little stretch of teams you just mentioned, I could name 7 teams in the top 15 that would lose 1 or 2 of those games. I'm sorry. Look, USF controlled 2 pretty decent teams in Boise State and Florida. And then Florida, the rails come off because they're not as bad as their record shows. Let's just be honest. They're not.
I'm going to tell you right now, if Two-Turn just said he would pick Miami over Alabama.
Right now, I would take Miami over anyone to win a national championship.
Listen,
now,
I wouldn't.
On a neutral field, and I hate to say this because I'm gonna show my cards here, but on a neutral field in a national championship game after the playoff or whatever, as of right now, from what I see it being Miami and Alabama, and I do agree Miami would win the game.
Boy, that'd be a great thing to see.
But like I said, though, Barry, like Alabama, look, I love the hype that Alabama's getting right now, but it worries me because I was going to wait to say this. I was going to wait. No, I'm serious. I was going to wait to say this. I sent it to Dalton. It's second. I told him not to put it in there, that I would wait till the Alabama-Tennessee game when I talked about it to say this. If Ryan Williams does not get to 100% this year, Alabama's offense will not reach its full potential. Jeremy is the best receiver on the team. Isaiah Horton is the most sure hands. No one is as explosive as Ryan Williams. If he doesn't get healthy, this offense will never reach its full potential, and we won't get to where we're supposed to be to win it all, quote unquote.
I disagree. I definitely disagree with that. Because what I've seen, I'm gonna let you go ahead. Because what I've seen out of Alabama, for everything we've said today and what we've been saying, that ain't nobody on this podcast that can say that Alabama don't look as good, if not a little better than everybody else in the country.
I think Alabama's looked actually better without Ryan Williams on the field this season.
Yeah. I mean, come on. I think this is Scary Tony coming out. What's up,
No, this is Tony telling the truth because I don't care what everybody can drop Ryan Williams and hate him all he wants to. When Ryan Williams is healthy and he's actually catching the ball, he's the hardest receiver in the SEC to game plan against. period. End of story. His body control is better than any receiver I've seen at Alabama since other than Devontae Smith.
Well,
Catching the ball,
air is insane.
catching the ball, I think you're right. But is he willing to do everything else that he needs to do? Blocking.
I think he's a turd. I mean, he's great, but Havoc, what you got?
Well, Miami's going to beat Louisville. It's probably going to be a 7 or 10 point game. Yeah, I think it'll be competitive, but I mean, Carson Beck's been balling all year, and he's going to keep doing that. So they got a lot of talent, 2 good running backs, 2 good receivers, and a great defense. They're going to roll in this one.
Did Coach go on this?
Yeah, I got in.
All right, Tennessee, Bama, without being homers, and I'm talking, well, we're all homers. Let's just be honest, okay? You can't get away from it. But without being homers, who is this game more important to? 2 coaches on the rise with 2 talented teams, but what team does the game mean more to, and why? The records in conference play are not the same, but the records on overall play are. So, like I said, who is this game more important to and why? Don't spoil your pick. Take it away, KD.
I think it's more important for Bama. Tennessee's won 2 out of the last 3. This is a program direction type game. You know, Tennessee, we can't let them beat us at home. You know, so I think this is really a season defining game for Alabama. If we can go, you know, if Tennessee comes in and we beat them handily, then that's awesome. Even if we escape with a last second win, that's a huge win. It's big for the board going forward. I think it's not a must win for Alabama's playoffs, but I think it goes a long way in continuing building the confidence this team's built over the last several weeks.
Let me get in here and tie on to that. I agree with Kevin. Listen, man, Tennessee ain't nobody. Okay, we talk about the Crimson Tide. Football is about narratives, guys. It's not just about what happened on the field. It's entertainment. It's big. It's big picture. Just like he just said, the boy is trying to get his feet solid, planted in the SEC. He loses this game, he gets sets back major, dude. What are y'all talking about? This is Alabama. It means more. It's just like the Chiefs in the NFL. You know, everything matters a little bit more because of who they are. It's the dynasty. Yes, this thing matters more it's more about Alabama than anything. Nobody cares about Tennessee. That's just how it is.
Barry, you know, I'm actually going to I agree with you on a lot of things, but I'm going to agree with you here because I can tell you right now, if you took a drive across this border in Floyd County, Georgia, and you went off into Cherokee, Alabama, and you seen these little Alabama mailboxes and Alabama flagpoles and Alabama signs, and you knocked on that door and you said, hey, what you doing at 7:30 at night on Saturday? They gonna say, by God, I'm watching Alabama Crimson Tide.
Exactly. I mean, no teeth in the mouth.
Hey, you know, nothing. I mean, it's just that's why I do agree. This game is about the Alabama Crimson Tide, and if you went up to Tennessee and you asked them 3 teeth, some guns up there in Tennessee, because they got one less tooth than Alabama people. And they uglier. So you go up there and ask them what they're doing on Saturday, they might say, hey, listen, we're going down there to the Chinese buffet. We ain't really worried about the Volunteers because we might think they lose.
Yeah.
Alabama on Saturday, by God, you look at Roll Tide Willie, and that is the heart and soul of Alabama. They don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide, and that's what's going to happen on Saturday. I'm telling you right now, The Alabama Crimson Tide will win this football game by
Dude, don't
14
say-
or more. And I hate
Look,
to say it.
Look, man,
You put
look,
17
this no
Hey,
team thing, man.
We
Both y'all
ain't
act
doing
like y'all never been
17
to
this
Rock
week.
Mart,
We cut
Georgia.
it down by 3.
I say, y'all was gonna drive to Shadowwood and whoop some ass.
Hey, don't.
Uh,
Hey, easy now. Don't put the address out there.
When
I ain't say
don't
what
start
time.
getting so scary?
No, look, man. Look. Okay, so I'm gonna start off by saying I don't agree with anyone who may say this game is bigger for Tennessee because Josh Heupel has his seats colder than what the polar bears sit on at whatever pole they're at right now. This dude just put them in the playoffs last year. Tennessee in the playoffs. Ain't nobody heard about Tennessee and since freaking Peyton and whatever the hell the other quarterback's name was actually won him a championship. But he literally kicked off his 5-star quarterback, told him to kick rocks when he begged for more money. And Tennessee fans and every fan of every team, even Bama fans, rallied behind this Bobby Hill fat son of a gun. He has no pressure this week. It doesn't matter if he wins or loses this game because everybody honestly expected him to lose. I mean, to win 8 or less games with the quarterback they got now. This game means everything to Alabama, and I'm not being scary. I just don't understand why y'all are acting like this is not a tough matchup for us because
That wasn't a question. That wasn't a question. That wasn't a question.
But no, you're saying that Alabama's going to blow through them. Like if our offensive line can't block their edge rushers, Ty can't do anything. It doesn't matter how good Ty is. Their pass rush is the best in the country. They lead in sacks. They lead in defensive touchdowns. Now when they can't get to the quarterback, they're terrible. And then Alabama's defense, like yes, I give Kane Womack his credit. He's adjusted here lately, but I'm still not sitting here and just all happy-go-lucky that we're going to stop Tennessee's run game. Tennessee's a run-first team. They're going to put 2 receivers half an inch from standing out of bounds on each end of the field where you can't stack the box on them. You have to respect those receivers, and they're going to dare you to win your one-on-one matchup, make a play on the running back. And if you can't do that, and they're in 2nd and 5 or 2nd and 4s, and they're running tempo the whole game, you're not going to stop. You're in trouble. That's what happened to Georgia. That's why Georgia got down early, and then they had to battle back. And then on top of it, Heupel, is this his 3rd or 4th year at Tennessee? I don't remember.
I don't know.
4th year. So
Yeah.
he's won 2 out of 4 games against Alabama. It's not like he hasn't had success against us. And so he's won 2 out of 4. And one of the games he lost, he was up 20-7. And we came out at halftime, Nick Saban's last year, and blew their asses out. They didn't score another point, and we blew them out. But Tennessee's had success. This is not going to be a blowout. I don't know if I think we will cover, but I think it's going to be a game going into the 4th quarter. Now, if we can get pressure and we can get Aguilar to throw the ball, I think we get some turnovers, and then that could be a blowout. But my honest prediction is this is a close game and Alabama pulls away late.
Well, nobody called a blowout, and you misinterpreted.
That guy right there just did.
You misinterpreted the question too. The question was
the game's bigger for Alabama by far.
If
Alabama wins this game, they're damn near probably going to they're going to coast to the playoff. In my opinion, they win this game because every other hard game you got outside of Auburn is at home. You got to go to South Carolina. I don't believe in South Carolina. Every other home game, you got LSU at home. The other games at home, we play Case Spring School to death before Auburn. So if we win this game, we're good.
Wait, so 14 points is a blowout?
In today's world with the running clock rules, I think a 14-point
not
if it's like the Vanderbilt game where we score with 40 seconds left in the game, but if we're up 14 for freaking 2 quarters, I consider that a blowout.
Yeah, 14 points is a blowout in the post dynasty era.
No, I'm talking about in overall college football.
That's crazy. 14 points, really?
I'm talking about the new rules. Like, you got to think.
I'm sorry, that's crazy.
You got to think with the new rules that the clock continuously runs no matter what until under 2 minutes in the 2nd and the 4th quarter. You have 1 turnover against a team like Vandy.
You said blowout.
We're moving on. We're not smelled enough of that. We're moving on.
So is a 14-point win a close game? So is it not a blowout, but not a close game?
Yeah.
Oh, get the hell out of here.
I mean, in a blowout. God. Have it. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a bigger game for Alabama. But they're going to win this game. It won't be a blowout. Probably 7 to 10 points, and around that area, it'll be competitive. But Alabama's going to win this game, unless barring injury, like the Ty Simpson. That's the only way they would lose.
Well, we don't know if Jan Miller's playing still, and that's our best pass protector at running back, and that's huge. If
he was listed as probable today.
Well, he needs to go get one of them shots in his arm or in his head, whatever helps.
I got to say, not so fast, my friend. I think it's more important to Heupel and the Volunteers, because Heupel's the big drag with Heupel is his SEC road record sucks. It's 7-9. They need a big win to a big. I get all the hype with Alabama, and I don't disagree. The schedule definitely adds up after this game. A hell of a lot easier for Alabama than a lot, because mainly you're playing most of them, in the toilet bowl in Tuscaloosa. So that's good for Alabama. But I think you forgot to mention, we're talking about how great Ty Simpson is. He's got more touchdowns than the Tennessee quarterback, but he don't have more passing yards.
Only by two passing yards.
Either way, we can count that however you want to. Tennessee's got the number one offense in the SEC, statistical, right now, as of today. So, you look at it that way.
Don't be trying to fact test. Don't be trying to fact test my man here. He is more is more. That's simple.
He said 2 yards. It's still 2 yards.
It's more is more.
Ask Auburn. Ask any Auburn fan how big 2 yards is.
That's why I'm glad.
Ask an Alabama fan about it.
That's why I'm glad that these two quarterbacks going against each other.
Tony, you was doing good. You was
It's
doing
gonna
good.
be
Now
fun
your
to
vital
watch.
statistics are low. Your vital statistics are low now, my friend. You was cooking, and now the stove getting cold.
Hey, I'm still dragging these tests.
He need a revive.
I got road rash on my testicles right now. I'm swinging them so good.
Hey, what's the next slide here? Okay. Hey, final chop. Games of the week: UGA versus Ole Miss, Tennessee, Bama. We've already talked about it enough. USC, Notre Dame. We talked about it earlier. The Holy War. And I said earlier, what did I say, Craig? I think you agreed with me. When in doubt, go with the Mormons. Is that what I said? No, that's not what I said. Or maybe I did say that. But today, on this game, I'm going with the Utah Utes because, well, let's just say this. They're not Mormon. They're like us. They're normal. But Texas Tech versus Arizona State, this game is very intriguing because everybody thought Arizona State would be in the, college football playoff, which they might. But Texas Tech came on by storm. And, hey, before you make your picks, I wanted to say one thing before I pass it over to the real show, the NFL show tonight. Hey, back-to-back, you can't really tell, it's a little dark in here, back-to-back district champions, the Clearwater Tornadoes. Hey, big-time shout-out to the head coach, Thor Joswiak, and the defensive coordinator, Jordan Banks. If you're watching the show, shout-out to the Clearwater Tornadoes. Jalen White, quarterback, unreal team, back-to-back. But I got this week, UGA over Ole Miss. Bama, I hate to say it, they're over Tennessee. USC is going to lose to Notre Dame, unfortunately. I'm going with Utah. I already mentioned why. And then I'm going Texas Tech. They're going to keep it rolling. Craig, what do you got?
I got UGA over Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin's going to Lane Kiffin at some point. I got Bama at home, but I don't know if they cover. That's been a toss-up. I think they probably will. Again, this might be a 42-41 game, how these games are stacked up. I got USC going and taking care of touchdown Jesus at Notre Dame. Got Utah with you because they're not Mormons. Just simply fact it's a coin flip. As far as Texas Tech and Arizona State, Sam Leavitt is probable, but he's been banged up for 3 weeks. It's real hard to be a quarterback and to not take any Group 1 reps for weeks and weeks and come back in and be sharp. So I got to go with Texas Tech on that one. It's a bit of a surprise.
Interesting. KD.
I got UGA winning and covering. I got Tennessee covering. I got Bama winning. I'm going with USC this year. I picked Notre Dame to blow out Arkansas a couple weeks ago, but I think USC's got a little something cooking for Notre Dame this weekend. Utah, I got Utah, and then I got Texas Tech over Arizona State.
Coach Price.
I got UGA over Ole Miss. I got Notre Dame winning over USC. You know, Notre Dame needs to win in order to solidify getting into the playoffs. I got Utah over BYU. I just think Utah is an all-around better football team than BYU. I like Texas Tech over Arizona State. Texas Tech need this win in order to solidify that conference. But I didn't get to touch on that last segment with the Bama-Tennessee game, so I can wrap that all up in one with this one segment. I got Alabama winning this game. But to me, Tennessee needs this game more than Alabama. And if you go back to that bowl of grits that KD had up, look where Tennessee is in that bowl. They need this top 10 win to try to get back up in the polls to make the playoffs. So to me, Tennessee needs this game more than Alabama, but I got Alabama winning it and covering.
Hey, listen, Coach Price might throw me in the dumpster juice for leaving him out right there.
No.
The Thoroughbred Havoc. What you got to say there?
Yeah, so I'll go UGA over Ole Miss, Bama over Tennessee. I'll go Notre Dame over SC. This one here is a weird game for me. I've been going back and forth. But like Steve says, when in doubt, pick Utah. So I'm gonna go with Utah. And then the final game, Texas Tech and Arizona State. Sam Leavitt was injured last week, and like Craig said, he's probable. So he will be rusty, not getting those reps. So I'm going to go with Texas Tech in this one.
All right, Craig.
I already got mine.
Craig got it, man.
The screen switched on me. TJ.
I'm gonna be the lone person that picks Ole Miss. Once again, I'm gonna stay on this because I don't know why people don't see it. If you stop Georgia's run, that's it. Gunner's not a good enough passer to beat you if you stop their run. If Georgia can run the ball, they'll win the game. I'm gonna take Ole Miss to win that game in Athens. Lane had success against Kirby last year. Most of the team's still there. I think that plays a big role. And Georgia's gotten 2 lucky breaks this year. I think the third time's a charm. I'm going to take Bama against Tennessee. I'm picking us to cover on the pick'em because there ain't no way in hell you'll ever see me touch anything involving that orange. But I think Tennessee covers in sanity speaking. I'm picking Notre Dame to win, even though I'm secretly praying that USC does. I'm taking Utah because like you said, I mean, who's picking them more? They're too busy. They're soaking. They're worried about soaking. If you know, you know. And I got Texas Tech big, and not just 14-point blow. I'm talking about 20-plus point blowout over Arizona State.
Can I get a bet on that?
Hey,
on what?
On that Texas
nobody Google what TJ just said because you will understand the weirdness and what we talk about here.
So,
Hey,
you're not gonna be alone on that Ole Miss. I'm gonna ride with Lane too, and definitely Bama, Notre Dame, Utah. Don't know a whole lot about that last game, so I'm not even gonna call it. I'm just gonna do this right here. I'm gonna go to the chopper of the week, and as you can see, Coach made a move.
Unbelievable.
He made a move on Kalen, and I will give to Turner a little credit because if I don't, he might crap in his britches.
Oh, me.
He had a great week. And
I told you, once I get top 3, it's over with. I'm in third. After this week, Daddy gonna be in first.
Well, that's yet to be determined, but you had
That ain't no guess. That's what's going to be.
guys, let's move through these things, okay? Which quarterback is asked to do the most? Is it one of these or somebody else? Holla at me, Steve Dalton.
You know, I think this is a tough one. I love that you did this. I think the toughest. This has got to be the toughest question all night. It's got to be Lamar Jackson, right? I mean, he is asked to do more than any of these guys. They could bring anybody into Kansas City. I mean, they've hired a couple of the fry cooks from McDonald's, and they've become, superstar wide receivers. It just don't make no sense. I mean, they've got a guy coming off suspension this week who, wrecked a car and damn near killed 20 people. And he's about to put up 25 fantasy points. So am I overlooking the possible charges? Hey, for a weekend, I am. So I think Lamar Jackson has the worst of it because Patrick Mahomes could put anybody out there and do well. And Josh Allen is just crazy. And he'll just run through a brick wall to make it happen, even though he lost 2 back-to-back. So Lamar Jackson, it is pathetic and it is pitiful what is going on in Baltimore.
Ooh, I want to know what the head referee got to say about that.
Yeah, I agree. That's Lamar Jackson. He's usually got to be their whole offense, especially this season. I don't know what's going on with Derrick Henry, but offensive line's not doing a whole lot of anything for the Ravens right now.
Henry just had 130 yards last week, and they still got blew out.
That's true. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Lamar.
Yeah, Henry got stopped on 4th and goal too. What did you say, Coach?
Well, my guy isn't on this list that I would say a quarterback that has to do the most because Baker Mayfield, if you take him away from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they have absolutely nothing. So the quarterback that I think this has to do the most, I would say he ain't on this list. I'm going with Baker Mayfield.
I know Habit got something whipping up.
Yeah, my guy's also not on this list. Matt Stafford on the Rams. He has to do a lot more than most quarterbacks do. If you take him off the Rams, that is an awful team. They probably don't win a game if you take Matt Stafford off that team.
That's great.
What's up, Sankey?
I got Mahomes on this one for different reasons than what y'all are mentioning. I look at the question is who's asked to do the most. Who improvises more? I know Lamar Jackson cuts up the field and runs, and you got Josh Allen who does some crazy stuff. Dude, Mahomes still passes behind his back and left-handed. So, I don't know if he's asked to do that per se, but I guess he's expected to. So I guess I got to say Mahomes because he does the crazy stuff I've ever seen an NFL quarterback do on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
That's my take on it.
He's also got to deal with the Mr. and Mrs. Taylor Swift ordeal every week.
Yeah. That's true too. And then Dalton said that, he can put anybody on there, but you can put anybody on there because Patrick Mahomes is going to take care of it.
But you got to put the ball where it needs to go at some point.
Yeah.
It's on me. My guy's not on this list either, and I'm actually going to make Havoc pretty proud right here. I think it's obvious that it's Dak Prescott.
What?
Yeah.
Let me put you in the bitch screen.
No, you're about to understand. Look, you can ask Dalton. Dylan's not here. I predicted that Dak was going to be the best quarterback out of that draft class when he came out. He is by far. I don't even know who the hell else was in that draft class. Dak Prescott is playing unbelievable right now, and they are 2-3. And when I say unbelievable, check the stats. He's got about, I think, close to 1,700 yards passing, 13 passing touchdowns, and only 3 interceptions. And they just lost to the Panthers. And this has been a reoccurring thing. Dak's had maybe 3 or 4 games where it actually fell on his shoulders that they lost, and they happen to be important games. And I think that's why he gets so much hate. But Dak has not been the problem in Dallas. He never will be the problem in Dallas. I think that's the only thing they've done right in Dallas is paying Dak Prescott and keeping Dak. So I think that Dak is more important than pretty much anyone in the league right now because he gets the most hate all the time, and he's expected to be ungodly. I mean, his expectations are 30 times what Tony Romo's ever was, and it's just not realistic. And it's a lot like Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers was able to get a ring, but they never helped him. That office never helped him on the O-line. They never helped him on the defense. It's the same thing that's happened in Dallas. They're ruining Dak's career. He's been beat up. He's coming back playing better than ever, and it's just not happening. They're not doing anything for him.
When you start talking about that diva in Green Bay, talking about they didn't do nothing for him, I would have rather you wrapped it up before then. Hey, you are the new GM of any team. Which coach are you firing, Steve Dalton?
Oh man, when you sent this to me, I about had a stroke. You know what? This is so difficult because I hate to be that guy that says fire someone in week 6, because honest to God, the only people that I had on this list were fired this week. Brian Callahan, an absolute idiot. I think that was his name for the Titans. I mean, when you throw everybody under the bus in a press conference, you expect to get fired, and they didn't wait 12 hours to fire him. What the unfortunate thing is here is Mike McDaniel is, I mean, the guy's a loser. You know, when they get beat by 30 points, he goes home and plays GTA Online and acts like the biggest gangster in the online arena. He's a weirdo, okay? And they got to fire him. They could hire anybody but him and do better at the moment.
Oh, man, you done stole a little bit of two-time thunder. What you got ahead, referee?
I'm going to go with Mike McDaniel and Aaron Glenn. Look at their records, and they both coach every Sunday in capri pants. You can't do that.
Coach.
I'm going straight to Cleveland, and I'm firing the head coach in Cleveland right off the rip.
Yeah.
I thought they did fire him.
Mm-mm.
What?
When did he get fired?
Am I
No,
tripping?
he ain't fired. He's still
Deshaun
there.
Watson's coming
Keep
back
going,
soon.
Coach.
For that, guys, for Cleveland. Deshaun Watson's coming back soon.
Sharon Watson ain't going to play no more ball in the NFL. They're going to get rid of Sharon Watson. What you got, Coach?
That's who I'm firing.
Okay.
I'm going straight to Cleveland, and I'm getting him out the door. I mean, I could sit here like most and say, is it because of the wins and the losses and some of the bad decisions that they made so far during the season? This goes all the way back to the draft. From the draft through preseason to where y'all are now, you need to be out the door. It's a reason why the head coaching job in Cleveland is such a revolving door. They make the stupidest decisions up front, and everybody runs with it.
Don't forget what I said about Steve Sarkisian and sometimes upper management making a decision for you that you can't control. You might have had that little situation going on some of that stuff. What you got, Sankey?
I'm going John Harbaugh. I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off.
Sure.
That roster is way too talented to keep fiddle farting around. I mean, I know they've had some injuries, but guess what? It's professional football. You know, everybody has injuries, and it's bad with Lamar going down, but that team has not been the same. You could always, up until, you know, about 2 or 3 years ago, you could always rely on them to have just a steady, sturdy defense that would keep you in games. I don't know what the front office has been doing as far as getting things done, about what he's doing on the field with defensive coordinators. I don't know. But, you know, they're trying to do something that they're not. The Ravens are not a flashy, showy, score 50 points team. They never will be. That's a pack your lunch, like the Steelers, pack your lunch and bring it team. And they're trying to, I don't know what, Lamar had part of that, I'm sure, and I'm not saying that's his fault, but they're trying to transition to something they're not. And I mean, look at their record this year. That's who I would fire if I was the GM.
I'm going to let you slide a little bit tonight, but I got some things to talk to you about that right there. Happy, what you got?
Well, I got 2 coaches that I would fire. First is Mike McDaniel, and number 2 is another guy before the guy, Sean McDermott of the Buffalo Bills. He has wasted Josh Allen's prime. And it seems like every other coach that has a star quarterback gets fired when they don't win ball games in the playoffs. But this guy has a star quarterback, and he seems to get a pass, despite having Josh Allen in his prime. So he would be the second guy.
I think Havoc and Craig knocked it out of the park this thing. That's true. The teams I picked, they've been terrible. They've had terrible ownership their entire franchises. The guys they mentioned has had everything handed to them and nothing to show for it except the Super Bowl 10 years ago.
Two-turn. I've been waiting to hear this from you. Can you not say Mike McDaniel and do something different, or do you just need to get that in just to feel good?
I mean, I don't even know the coach of the Cardinals' name, but he's one of them. But no, Mike McDaniel should have been fired yesterday.
Uh-oh.
But I'm going to go with the Cardinals first. Did my boy just score a touchdown real quick? Hold on. Give me about – since we're on the NFL show, Jamar Chase just scored a touchdown. That's my fantasy receiver. Go Bengals.
No.
Go Tigers. Anyways, yeah, Mike McDaniel should have been fired yesterday. Like everybody else has said, I don't know. Barry tends to feed into it. But it's the truth. He's terrible. 3 straight weeks, your quarterback and the offense has given your team the lead for what should have been a game-winning drive. And you lose 3 straight weeks. You had the lead, a touchdown, with 45 seconds left in the game. And you make a dumb coaching decision on the kickoff to start. So in what world would you want to –
no touchdown.
In what world would you want a team to run the kickoff back for one? That's not a touchdown. Damn it. That's going away. Anyways, what world would you want them to run the ball back? Kick the ball out the end zone. There's 45 seconds left. The ball's on their own 25-yard line. They got to go 40 yards or so to get in field goal range. Instead, the Dolphins kick the ball where they can return it, and they get about to the 40 to start the drive. So I'm like, oh, yeah, this game's over. And then not only that, your defense is dead last in every statistical category. It doesn't matter what your quarterback does. It doesn't matter what you're running back. It doesn't matter what you do on offense. For you to win the game in Miami, you got to score 60. That's pretty much what it came down to, because Miami has scored above the league average of points per game in each of that last, I don't know how many games. That's a touchdown now for Jamar Chase. And they still lose. It's god-awful, and there's no excuse for it. But what's sad is everything I'm reading is they're saying they're not going to move on from Mike McDaniel, which is stupid. So what are they going to do, go 1-15 this year, and then you keep the guy? How do you justify that? I mean, the defense is beyond gone. I feel bad for the defensive coordinator because I actually think he's pretty good, but their players just aren't good anymore. Even their best pass rusher, the Phillips guy, and he came off of 2 season-ending injuries. He's not there. You got to clean house, man. You got to start with the coach. I think Tua needs a change of scenery. You trade Tua, you get whatever you can for him. Eat what you got to do. Start over, because they're the Miami Dolphins at the end of the day. You ain't done shit. You ain't been shit. You're not ever going to be shit.
And Tua ain't worth a can of tuna. Hey, Dart and Scat, look at all that swagger. I don't know where. I bet you're right up there, up under them seats somewhere. I bet you can see Shadua Sanders looking out there and say, look at them motherfuckers. Hey, are these boys right here, Dalton? Are they for real?
Well, listen, I'll tell you this. They're for real special ed. In the nicest way possible. These 2 young men have some screws loose, especially Cam Scatterbo, Scatterbo, whatever we calling him. This man is an absolute alien. TJ showed me a video yesterday that sent me into the stratosphere of him running the football and running over people in the NFL. And the voice behind it was Bobby Boucher running the football. And let me tell you, that's why I'm telling you. And then another video came out of him headbutting a brick wall while he was playing with Arizona State. The guy's not all there. And I think it's only fitting that he plays for the New York Football Giants. And then the quarterback, he's a half a lug nut too. I mean, hey, maybe it's good for New York, and maybe they do well. They're doing well now. They better, because it's the only thing that saves Brian Daboll's job. So that's all I got to say about that. Maybe they are a little out there.
Scott, referee.
I mean, I hope they are. I think they're great for the NFL, man. They're both characters. You know, the more better NFL quarterbacks, the better for everybody. It just makes the games better. Scatterboo's definitely for real. That little dude is a tank. I love both their personalities, and Brian Daboll better hope they're for real, because he's on his last season if they're not. But I don't know. I like them. I for some reason I've never. I don't know. I've been to New York one time in my life. I have no affiliation with them, but I always like them. I always like to see the Giants do well. I think just them period are good for football.
I think they won well with Phil Sims. Hey, Coach, what's going on?
I think honestly, the two guys are for real. I mean, a little bit of character and a little bit of swag. You gotta have that if you're gonna play in the Big Apple. Regardless, you can't be a square there. The only thing I can say is, with all that swag they got, don't let me find out what you've done off in the strip club, because both of you boys are right at that level.
Have it. What you think?
Well, are they for real so far? I'll say yes. But long term, Scatterboo is probably more of a safe bet, because, guys, let's not ignore how they just managed Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones was just there for 6 seasons, and he looked awful. And now he's balling for the Colts. So I'm not fully sold on them developing Jackson Dart yet. But Scatterboo, a running back, yeah, that's more of a safe bet. But yeah, so not sold on Dart yet, but Scatterboo, yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. A safe bet. If Cam Scatterboo keeps running the football like that, he'll be brain dead in 6 years. And you're talking about Daniel Jones in 6 years? Listen, I can agree. The quarterback, Jackson Dart, maybe 6 years. Cam Scatterboo, I'm telling you, he's got to be careful. They got to have ice packs ready.
Well, he's not getting 30 carries a game, though.
He's almost like 100-pound less Mike Allstott.
Oh, good. That's good.
It's fun. It's fun to watch. It's hard to not get behind a couple crayon eaters. So let me just say that out of the way, because I'm pulling for him. I want him to do good, but let's just keep it real. I mean, the NFL is the NFL, and if you go hunting for contact, somebody will eventually oblige you.
That's true. Craig was a big runner.
I mean, you're picking a fight. It looks good when he's running over all them safeties out there at about $185. When he gets he ain't been around some hard pipe hitting mofo yet. So it's hard for me to think that you can continue that path that both of these gentlemen decided to take for any longevity. But it's fun as hell to watch.
Yeah, it is.
It sure is.
2-turn.
Hey, I just want to give a shout out to my boy Jordan Battle from Alabama, who just picked off Aaron Rodgers. But I think Scatterboo is for real. I think Dart could be for real, but I'm with all y'all. He's gonna die. Like not literally, hopefully, but figuratively, he's gonna die. He had injury problems at Ole Miss. He's another Jaden Daniels. He don't know how to slide. Jaden's way better. Don't get me wrong, way better. Don't get that twisted. Barry tries to compare him to Jaden. He's not. But I'm saying those two guys. That's the guy. They always want to. And you love it as a competitor. They always want to do what they can to get your team where they need to be. But you got to think you're better for your team when you're on the field. Get on the ground. Jackson Dart had like 7 plays last week where he scrambled and got away. But did he get down? No, he did not. He's going to get hit by somebody who's a Timu Floyd Palamalu. He's going to die, figuratively.
I'm going to come to you first on this. Mock Journey. That's what I'm going to start calling you. Oh, Mock Journey. Hey, guys. Is San Francisco having a little buyer's remorse? Is Brock Purdy versus virtually benched. Hey, maybe this is much to do about nothing. Or is this Mac's job to lose? I crafted this especially for the turn. Let's go.
It is 100% Mac Jones' job to lose. And if you think otherwise, you didn't watch the damn game. Mac last week, I will say Mac's why they lost that game. But he's also the reason they were in it. He was slinging that tater. He had a couple bad decisions. They got fooled by the eye candy. But Brock Purdy would have had 6 turnovers in that game. That's how bad Brock's been this year. That's how bad he is in general. He's a scrub. I don't care what y'all guys say. They paid him too much. Mac Jones is the better quarterback. He's the better fit for that system. This is the guy Shanahan wanted. And not just, what they're playing with. It's not like Mac's out there with the normal roster killing it. He's out here with the 3rd and 4th stringers, and he's winning games. He's 3-1 as the starter, and the loss was competitive. This weekend, they get one of those key pieces back. George Kittle will be back this Sunday, and as a major piece, he will be fully healthy. He took longer to get back to make sure because he pulled his hamstring fully to get back. So they're starting to get healthier on offense. Now defense, they lost the heart of that defense. The linebacker Fred, he's missed 1 game in his whole career. He broke his ankle. He's out probably for the year. If they make the playoffs, he might get back. I don't see it. That's a broken ankle. That's rough. But from an offensive standpoint, they're starting to roll. They're getting better, more familiar with each other. It's Mac's job to lose, man. I mean, you can't – I don't see how anyone can have a logical argument of why Brock Purdy should come back and start over Mac Jones right now based off of how their team looks and how the play's going.
I can think of a few million reasons of that. What do you guys think?
That ain't got nothing to do with the game, though. The money aspect, yes, but I'm talking with the actual game itself, winning and losing games. Who gives you the best chance to win? It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, but that's not how you.
I know that's not how it works. I agree.
That's not how it works. I understand what you mean, but
I can think of 265 million reasons why Mac Jones ain't the starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. Mm-hmm. The other thing, I mean, Purdy he hadn't even practiced with that turf toe, so of course Mac Jones is going to start. It's like who is the least or who can go with the most amount of injuries right now. I mean, Mac Jones is clear to play. That's kind of it. They're just throwing hamburger meat back there. And I'm not saying Mac Jones is hamburger meat, but he ain't the starting quarterback for the 49ers. He might get a gig somewhere else. He might play himself into that role, but it ain't where he's at now.
If Shanahan lets Mac Jones go, Craig, if not even going to be Shanahan, if the front office lets him go, their chances of ever winning a Super Bowl under Shanahan are gone. They have 0 chance to win a Super Bowl with Brock Purdy.
I'm not even gonna argue that. Yeah, maybe a little bit, dude. He went to overtime against Patrick Mahomes, dude.
But he does.
What are you talking about?
Yes, but he does not have the best roster anymore. The 49ers are no longer. They went for 6 to 8 years straight of on paper having the best roster in the NFL. They're no longer there anymore. Those guys have gotten older. They're gone out of the league. They're getting hurt now. Their roster, I wouldn't even say is top 5 in the NFL right now.
I hate to break it to you. I hate to break it to you. I hear you, and I like Mac. I probably would take Mac, but you trying to act like that's a huge difference between the two.
I'm not. I'm saying that's why they'll never win a Super Bowl. They're no longer having the best roster in the NFL. Purdy's never going to have what he had those first 2 or 3 years ever again, which he did play good. I'm not saying he was horrible, but he didn't have to play great with those teams to get to the Super Bowl. He had to play great to win it, which he didn't. But now – Brock Purdy at his peak, which I don't think he has a peak, could not win a Super Bowl from here going forward. I will stand on that. They'll never. If they keep Mac Jones, they have a better chance at winning a Super Bowl than they ever will with Brock Purdy.
Slightly. What you got on this, Havoc?
I mean, buyer's remorse is possible, yeah, because when you see how well Mac Jones is playing, he's making $2 million a year. I mean, you would think you'd have some kind of buyer's remorse. There has to be a QB controversy, I would say. I mean, I understand the contract, but it has to be in your mind as far as Mac Jones running the offense, how efficiently he's been running it, and that's without George Kittle. When George Kittle comes back, he'll be even better. So, I mean, yeah, there should be a controversy. I don't think it's his job to lose, though. I'm pretty confident Purdy will be the starter when he's healthy. Despite my thoughts, I think Purdy's their guy.
Okay.
Mac Jones just doesn't realize he's AJ McCarron yet. He will.
Well, what I will say this right here. I'm gonna hand it to Coach. Now, part of these ideas that I got on this slide is because I kind of do feel like could be that he's virtually benched, depending on how long he stay out, guys. We have seen if you miss enough games and somebody behind you get the ball in, the money will just get shaken out. What do you say, Coach?
Well, I'm gonna be a GM in this situation, and I say no quarterback controversy, and it's Mac's job to lose. This is how I say that. I don't think there's going to be any controversy at all in San Francisco about who is or who isn't running the show on offense because both guys can run the offense. It's not like Purdy's never had any success at all in this offense and he's the starter. And then they brought Mac Jones in, and then all of a sudden, San Francisco turned around. So there is no quarterback controversy. Now, when I say Mac's job to lose, I'm not saying that he wouldn't be a 49er quarterback under Shanahan, because I say that it would be at least 4 to 6 quarterbacks that will not be playing as a starter come next year. So there's going to be money out there for Mac Jones to go find. The only other way I see him still being the quarterback in San Francisco is if some other team who gets rid of a quarterback decides to pick up Purdy's quarterback contract instead of trying to go out and pay more money than someone else and just lock up a vet in Purdy. So I look at it as a GM standpoint. I don't think there's any controversy at all in San Francisco. And I think this is a chance for Mac to either say, I'm going to be the guy in San Fran and Purdy is going to get another opportunity somewhere, or will this be the shot that Mac Jones really gets to go and shine and make the money and get the contract that he's really after? Because when you're talking $2 million compared to making $30 million, there's no way that a Shanahan is going to make him stay knowing that you can't pay him $30 million.
What's up, Kevin?
Coach is 100% right, man. It's got, if it's not Max to lose, it should be. I'll give you, let's go back a little bit, about 24 years. Drew Bledsoe in 2001, before the 2001 season, signed a 10-year, $103 million contract to be the Patriots quarterback of the future. He got injured at about 8 games later. What happened? Tom Brady never gave that seat back up. What the Patriots do? They do what every smart NFL team does. They move around money. They cut this guy, cut that guy. They take the hit. Brock Purdy's big contract. I mean, really, let's be honest. If you feel like you've got your quarterback of the future, it don't matter if you felt like Purdy was that 2 years ago. If you think Mac is that, and Shanahan can go to the GM and convince them of that, they'll have no problem moving his money around. And you know, move his money around, take your lumps the rest of this year, even next year if you have to, and get better on both sides of the ball once his salary cap hit becomes less every year. So it should be Max to lose. He's literally, I mean, you look at both those quarterbacks, they're really the same quarterback, except I think Max got a better arm and is more accurate. So I mean, it would be idiotic for the 49ers to let him go, especially with what they're paying him.
Well, they ain't gonna be able to pay him that long if he starts rolling. And I do agree with you that if well, let me ask you this: how many games does he have to win to bench Purdy?
I don't know. Make the playoffs, especially with this team around him.
Yeah, because I tend to believe that Purdy, that Mac may be a better leader too, or a different style leader. What you got, Dalton?
Well, y'all made great points, but I have to say there is a little buyer's remorse. And the reason why, like you said, $2 million versus $250, get out of here. Are you kidding me? Do any of y'all got $2 million?
Kevin probably got about 2 or 3 million over there.
Hey, well, ain't none of y'all got 250. Okay. So, and especially for no quarterback. So, but I also don't think that there's a controversy because this reminds me of a Matt Flynn situation in Green Bay. He comes in for a couple games. He shows out. Matt Flynn threw for 500 yards in a game, I believe. Like either 400 or 500 yards in a game in a backup role. So what's going to happen here is they're going to stick with Brock Purdy eventually, if he can ever get healthy, and then Mac Jones will go to the, I don't know, Carolina Panthers or Arizona Cardinals or somebody where nobody in the world will ever watch him again, and he'll float off into the distance, and that'll be it.
Saints.
Hey, I need you to time out on them Panthers right now, cuz. You better take a timeout. Bryce Young dealing.
Yeah, he is dealing. We can't lie about this. Okay, guys. All right, I'm gonna skip. I'm gonna skip most of these slides tonight, so we can get to Havoc and Dumpster Juice and get y'all out of here. Falcons. Hey, tell me, is Beastie tripping? Okay, Falcons would beat the Niners on the road. Kevin.
No, I don't think you're tripping. I think it's possible. The Falcons have been playing pretty good, but I think the Niners are going to win that game. But I don't think you're tripping.
Dalton.
I mean, honestly, I picked the Niners to win this game. I think any team that comes from the East Coast and goes to the West, they struggle. Niners up.
Coach.
I am actually going to say the Falcons can beat the Niners on the road because the difference in this ball game won't be the quarterback play. It's the simple fact that Fred Warner is gone and Bijan Robinson is going to have a big game.
Ooh, I've been waiting for this. Havoc. What the deal?
Yeah, you're tripping. The 49ers are going to win that game.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think you're tripping. I think the Dirty Birds might go do a little something. San Francisco's banged all to hell right now, so we'll see. I didn't know this. I didn't know
San Francisco got no Bosa or Warner. I mean, or with linebacker. So that's gonna kill them on defense. And you're talking about a team that's got Kyle Pitts, Fred Warner is gone. You can't cover him. You're going to give Michael Penix all kind of day to be able to throw the ball because you have no rush coming from Bosa or from the other side. And then you're going to have Robinson that's going to, I'm telling you, he's going to slice and dice. It may not be a blowout win, but right now, San Francisco don't have enough meat and taters on the defensive side of the ball to stop the Falcons' offense, which is a potent offense.
Oh man, let me say one thing. I ain't never heard Coach talk about the Falcons like he talking about the Falcons tonight. But you must have got a hold of one of them lot lizards wearing a Falcons shirt.
Nah. I don't care for the dirty birds, so I definitely don't need no dirty butt.
Hey, who I got? Sankey? Let's go, Terry.
No, you tripping, and Coach Price tripping too, because the Falcons getting too much hype, man. And I'm gonna give them their credit. Yeah, they want the Bills. The Bills are overrated. We give them credit because of Josh Allen. Their 4 wins are against nobodies. Every team they've beaten is under 500. Every one of them. The Ravens, the Saints, the Dolphins, and whoever the fourth one. That's all under 500. They've lost back-to-back games to the Patriots and the Falcons. Like I said, the Falcons just got 30-piece 2 weeks ago by the Panthers. They're not as good as we believe. Their defense is good, but they're not as good as we believe. 49ers will win this game by double digits.
Oh, I don't think that's going to be true. And you're leaving out the fact that we played one of the team by the name of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And that was a pretty close game. And they might just be the best team in football.
They could be.
Okay, guys, I'm going to skip past this one since we're going to pick the games. And before we go to this one right here, I want to do one thing because Happy said something to me, and he and Coach got on me one time. I just want to play this.
Now, nobody has said anything about this Monday night game.
That's a layup, Barry.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Come on, Sean Payton's been a bust. Can we say that? Are you allowed to say Sean Payton's been a failure?
It's not. Listen, man.
That's literally Jordan coming from the free throw line. That ain't even a layup, dog. This is something.
Hold on. This is the team. This is the team that beat the Chiefs. They beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all I'm saying is, and Josh Allen hasn't. Okay, he's sitting at 5-4, dude.
Well, Barry, he's a lot better at home, though. Josh Allen's
Yeah.
good.
Hey, listen, man. At some point, we have to at least give Sean Payton and Russell Wilson a little bit of possibility.
Understand that every
What a clip.
once
What a
in
clip.
while,
Hey, you know what that is? That's the old person who had a receipt from Target from 2 years ago, and they used a pen to make sure that the ink stayed on the receipt.
all right, it's time to reap a little habit.
All right, boys, welcome to my segment, Wreaking Havoc. So this week, quarterback play wasn't up to par, so no quarterbacks made the list. So it's a little unconventional. So for the first player, running back Devon A-Chain, they did lose the game, but he had 16 carries for 128 yards. That's 8 yards per carry and 2 touchdowns. Then number 2 on Wreaking Havoc, it's going to sound a little biased, but George Pickens for my Dallas Cowboys, he had 9 catches for 168 yards and a touchdown. And then the number 3 player from Wreaking Havoc was Drake London from the Atlanta Falcons with 10 catches for 158 yards and a touchdown. Those were the players
Fantasy receiver.
this week. Yeah.
That was my fantasy receiver.
All right.
This game is awesome. I just want to throw that out there right now. This before, Coach, you get into it, I just seen probably it's going to go as an interception on Aaron Rodgers. It was probably the best defensive play I've seen in the NFL this year. It was insane.
It's on you, Coach.
Oh, all right, man. This is going to be a route this week. It's going to be kind of short on the college end. And the first stop we're going to make is we're going to go to the SEC official association. And we're going to go back to what my man Craig said is they need to have this as a full-time job. Because the one thing I can say about the SEC is it's the closest thing in college football that you're going to get to the NFL. So get that type quality officiating on our fields. We've all had bad calls, and we've all praised them, and we've all been happy that we came out with a win, but nobody can sit here and say that a bad call is a bragging right. So right now, I'm telling this SEC officiating crew and the whole entire association to get your stuff together, because you boys don't throw flags because you guys are straight trash. Now, the second stop I'm going to make in college football is not really trash. It's more of an eviction. Mr. James Franklin, do you not realize that the head coach for Indiana, Mr. Signetti, has more top 10 wins in a month than you have in 10 years, buddy? So we're not throwing away the trash in James Franklin house. This is a straight eviction. We're getting all your shit out of here, and you're getting the hell out of Penn State, buddy, because you proved that you can go from Vanderbilt all the way to Pennsylvania and end up being straight trash. Now, I don't know what the deal is, and I say it all the time, you know, it's good to have a little diversity in the NFL when it comes to head coaching jobs. But a lot of y'all are going to have to realize that being a head coach is one thing and being a coordinator is another. So I don't know who it was decided to whip up this meal, but you should have threw it in the trash the day you got the recipe, because I knew it wasn't going to work. But you can't put Glenn and Fields on the same squad and expect to win. The decisions that they made, the clock management that they made. I mean, dude, you had 3 timeouts with less than 2 minutes left in the ball game, and you burned 1. So to me, the head coach for the New York Jets, Mr. Glenn, buddy, you're straight trash. Now, this is the first time I actually had to climb in the truck to go through the trash to find something for a baby. And that baby is Mr. Branch in the Branch Brawl.
Uh-oh.
You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. But this is the first time I have ever had to jump in the truck and go through trash to find your binky so that we could stop you from whining and crying because you didn't want to shake Mr. Mahomes' hand. I mean, dude, I don't care where you're from. I don't care who your fan base is. I don't care what you got going on in life, but there's one way to handle a ball game, whether it's win or lose, and that's to go across the field, shake the other team's hand, and go get better the next week. And I got some guys in this group that'll say, yeah, that's exactly the way Coach always had us do it. So, Mr. Branch, that attitude that you put on after that ball game against the Chiefs, buddy, that was straight trash. And my final destination of the night is I'm going to take this thing all the way to Cleveland. Because the one thing I don't understand is you trade your day one quarterback to your division rival, watching him beat your other division rival on Thursday Night Football. You start Gabriel, who can't do squat. You bring up Zappy as a backup, and you still got Shador sitting on the sidelines, which I don't care what anybody thinks. That's your best chance right now of winning anything. See, I'm not going to say the Cleveland Browns is trash, but your head coach, you're straight trash, because even though you're in Cleveland, you don't like Brown quarterbacks.
Hey, Coach, always wrapping it up. Very good. Steve Dalton, take us out, baby. And I'm gonna go out with our new jingle.
Hey, that right there, Coach. You're 100% right. I mean, I've heard, when you were saying that about, hey, just line it up, walk across the field, and shake their hands. I've heard you say that many a times. So that was kind of nostalgic right there. And you're exactly right. I mean, that was straight trash. And unfortunately, Brian Branch wound up whooping the hell out of Juju Smith-Schuster. It looked like. I mean,
Yeah, he did.
he whooped the hell out of him. Hey, it looked
Roll
like
Save it for the tunnel.
hey, look like Claude and them when they got beat up in that club right before they got arrested on life. Man, I'm telling you that right there.
No,
You ain't lying.
it was like Goldmouth. It was like Goldmouth beating up Cloud.
I got one thing to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
about shaking hands after the ball game and save it for the tunnel. The reason why I always say save it for the tunnel, because I knew that when we got to the parking lot at the boys club, it was who was going to peel TJ's grandmama off of somebody.
Hey,
You
hey,
ain't
it's
lying.
much love from the Chopping Block podcast tonight. What a great show, as always. NFL, college football brought to you by these absolute goons from all over the Southeastern Conference. And hey, take a nice little listen to this new little jam. Send us home, Barry.
Welcome to the field where the legends collide. In the college grind where champions reside. LSU Tigers roar with a strength that's profound. Georgia dogs in the hunt, never backing down.
Alabama's tide rolls with an unyielding force. Gators trumping through the swamp, setting their course. In the NFL we rise like stars in the sky. Echoes of the crowd as the fanboys cry. On this podcast we dissect the game and the lore, bringing insights and tales you've been longing for. So tune in, buckle up, it's time to explore. In the world of football where we all crave more.